Hey guys, so I'm doing the TikTok thing, as I'm sure quite a lot of us are right now, especially with the pandemic going on. I'm not a frequent YouTuber and I don't expect to go viral anytime soon. I am shooting on my camera, so it may not be the best quality, but it's better than making a 10 or 20 part TikTok series on an eyelash tutorial. So I had commented on an eyelash video on TikTok and talked to a couple girls, and they asked me to show them my method. I am a cosmetologist, licensed, have been for 7-8 years now, but just because that's the case does not make me an expert. So there are lots of ways to do false lashes, and just because I say this is my way, it doesn't mean it's necessarily the right way for you. So feel free to explore and find other things. But I'm going to talk about cheap lashes versus expensive lashes, show you the differences, different techniques of applying, and then I will actually show you how to apply the way that I do it. So we'll get started. So first off, these are from Dollar Tree, which I was really surprised to find something this decent at Dollar Tree. They are a bit large for a beginner, but if you just want to practice, they're $1. Shoot, what was I going to say? I don't know. We'll move on. Then these were in a gift set that came from Walmart at Christmas time. This top set right here, this is more like what I would wear as a beginner because they're a little smaller, a little more natural, and unless you're just doing really big over-the-top makeup already anyway, the larger lashes can be a little bit overwhelming until you get used to them. They'll feel heavy. Even the small ones may feel heavy on your eyes until you get used to them. You do get used to them very quickly. But the smaller ones is what I started out with and what I felt comfortable with, and only recently have I graduated to much larger lashes. I've started doing much more bold makeup. These were dirt cheap on eBay, and they look awful, but they work in a pinch for costumes and things like that. I do haunted houses and cosplays and all kinds of different makeups, so those work for that. And then of course we have Halloween lashes. These are slightly more expensive. They're Ardell. They came from Walmart. Those are the my nicer ones that I use for proms and pageants and weddings, and when I do nice looks at the shop, when I get contracted, I guess you would say, to go out and do like a wedding shoot or something. And then these are magnetic lashes. So the differences in the cheaper versus the little more expensive ones is primarily in the band size. So see on these how thick the bands are, and then versus my Ardells, and granted these are still just from Walmart, so they're still fairly cheap, but you see the difference in the thickness of the band and how it's a much more clear band, and you can see the individual lash pieces. My camera won't stay in focus, it's irritating. So your more expensive ones are going to have much thinner bands and more like individual strands. And then of course you can also buy the individual little pieces of lashes and just put them in. That way if you only want some more lashes out on the outer edge, then you can just apply them there. I personally have never used those. I'm patient, but I'm not super patient, and I don't want to sit there and poke with little eyelashes forever and ever. So that's that, but that is the difference, the primary difference, other than material and quality, between your cheaper lashes versus your nicer ones. And of course with the nicer ones you can do a much thinner eyeliner line to hide that band. So moving on to actual how to apply, you'll want to, and these are the dirt cheap ones, you'll want to take your lashes, and these have excess on the ends. Most of them do not, but you'll want to measure them with your eye before you apply glue and just see if you need to trim anything off. I have fairly large eyes, so I usually don't. Of course, if you get dirt cheap ones like these, you will need to trim these edges off. You can do that with fingernail clippers, some really tiny sharp scissors, the scissors that come in your manicure kits, really just about any type of small sharp thing that you can be fairly precise with. I would not recommend your giant kitchen scissors or anything like that just because they're so large and a little more difficult to work with. Then another thing you can do if you have particularly rounded eyes and you have issues with the inner or outer corner coming up and coming off and not staying glued, is you can actually cut that lash, and you can cut them into 2 or into thirds. Cut it like right here or right here. I wouldn't really suggest right in the middle, but that way it's actually in 2 little pieces and you can make it stay on your eye a little better. And then using tools, a lot of times I just use my fingers. That's how I started. That's how I got used to it. I just do it and go. But they do have tweezer style tools like these, and these came with my magnetic lashes. They have magnetic strips on them, but the regular ones don't. But they have tweezers, and you just simply, where'd that cheap lash go? You just simply put it, these cheap lashes don't want to do anything. We'll pretend it cooperated. Close enough. But you put it like that, and then you can use that to place it on there. Again, this is not what I got used to, so it takes me a minute with things like this. And then one of my favorite methods that I just recently learned about, they make eyelash tweezers, which is basically the same concept as this, but they are much, much smaller. And so rather than go buy a pair, because I'm cheap, I am dirt cheap, if it costs more than $5, I question really hard whether or not I really want it. So I've been using these tweezers. Granted, they are sharp, and this is dangerous. So if you go this method, please be careful. But same concept. Just pinch, hold, and place. So now, types of glue. Most eyelashes come with their own glue. Some of them will not, but most do. It'll look something along this line. It may not be that brand, of course. And then if you are allergic to latex, please find a latex-free glue. I am not allergic to latex, however, this is a latex-free, and I absolutely adore it. I wish my camera would stay in focus. That's really irritating. So, latex free, and it's clear. It dries clear. You can get eyelash glue in clear, in black, and probably in brown. Those are the only colors that I know of. I'm sure there's probably more. I tend to go with clear. I let my eyeliner be the black. So, I'm going to show you my magnetic lashes really quick first, just to show you how those apply. They will come apart. You won't have to peel them apart when you buy them. So you put them, again, these little tweezer things have magnetic strips across them. Top lashes on the top piece, bottom lashes on the bottom piece. Then you just have to be careful not to let them get close to each other as you come up to your eye. Get it right over top and simply close. Now, see, these I have to fiddle with for a little bit to get them on correctly, but see how that edge is coming off. But the nice thing about magnetic lashes is you just pull them right off. Like, it's no big deal. It doesn't hurt. Maintenance and care, you are going to want to go ahead and peel them apart once you take them off, because the magnets may not feel very strong to your hand. However, to each other they have quite a grip. So let me put this bottom lash down real quick. There are supposed to be 4 magnets on this little guy. There's one here, and one here, and one here, because this one, I did not take my lashes apart and they got stuck together. And so when I pulled my lashes apart, the magnets stuck to each other and it pulled off of my top lash. And actually both of my sets of magnetic lashes are like that, because I didn't bother to pull them apart. Go me. Lash care for any of your other lashes. You're going to want to, if you want to reuse them, keep your little white packages or whatever color package it comes with. That way you can place them back on. But before you put them back on, when you take them off, just like you take your makeup off of your face, you're going to wait to get the makeup and some of the glue off of those lashes. That way they're going to last you much longer and not get all caked up and fall apart. The way you do that is you take some makeup remover oil or coconut oil, or I really like Albolene, which is like a petroleum jelly base, and you're going to take just a little bit of it and rub it on that lash line, on the strip, and get some of that oil, the makeup and the lash glue and stuff off of it, so that way that you can continue to reuse them. Now, 2 methods of actual application. I'm going to take my little lash here. This is my favorite pair. This is the pair I wear the most often. So with this one, my latex free glue, it has a nice little brush. So what I do, let me see if I can get this. I realized too late that I am working with black lashes and a very dark background. So I get a generous amount on either end, either corner, just because the corners typically have a harder time, and then I just glide across it. So you're gonna wait. Oh, I hope that was in frame. That probably wasn't in frame, because I was looking at the lash and not the screen. Let me do it in mustache. But you just take that brush and glide across it. So you're gonna let that sit for a minute, get tacky. You can fan it around a little bit if you'd like to, but you don't want to put it on when the glue is super wet, because it's just gonna fall right back off. You want it to be tacky so that when it touches, it kind of sticks, and that way if you pull it, the glue is gonna pull. And this is kind of like a trial and error type thing. Different types of glue dry at different speeds, so you're just gonna have to see what works best for you. Now, proper application, you start in the middle and place the middle of your lash first and then flatten out to the ends. However, I did not learn proper. I did trial and error and taught myself. So I have a tendency, unless I use my tweezers, to start on my outer edges. Yet again, there's really no right way. It's whatever works best for you. So my glue, this lash latex free glue kind of has a fluorescent whitish blue tint to it when you first put it on. It gets a little more clear as it gets tacky because it's clear glue. So I'm gonna get right up on the camera here. Oh, yep, it's already sticking on the inside. I waited too long, I think, because I'm a blabbermouth. Yeah, I did. I waited too long. Darn it. Okay, well, I'll just show you the other method of application, because I was going to show you that anyway. So I'm going to use the latex glue for this one. What you can do, instead of trying to squeeze this so gently along your lash line, because you see how much just came out in that tiny little squeeze, put that on the back of your hand. Like I said, guys, I'm not expecting to be YouTube famous anytime soon. I am not great at this. So then you can just take your lash and lightly, can you see that? I don't know what my hand's covering. Lightly run it through there. So now I have a full coating, and that's actually a really thick coating, so this is probably going to take a second. I can blabber all I want this time. And this time I will use my tweezers to apply it. I don't have any editing software, so you guys get to watch this whole thing. Watch me be boring. Shoot, yeah, I put way too much on there. We need a time lapse. Somebody needs to send me tutorials on how to edit YouTube videos so that I can post YouTube videos. I don't even have anything to play some music in the background. Like, we just sitting here bored looking at my face with no makeup. It looks great. Also, I'm doing this with a left eyelash. I'm right-handed. I don't know that that really makes a difference, but I know I personally have a harder time doing my left lash than I do my right lash. That's normal. Everybody has a strong side and a weak side. You figure it out. It's not always necessarily your dominant side being your strong side. Sometimes it's your less dominant side. What would you call that? I know there's a word for that. Alright, are we tacky? Not really. We're gonna try anyway. So I'm going to start at the edge just because it's easier to sweep it down than to go straight up. Sweep it across, grab it in the middle, pretty close to that band, and let's try this. Got it, I think. Look at me. I come at you with whole, I'm a cosmetologist, I've done this for 8 years. And then when it comes time to make a video about it, I can't do it. Got it. Okay, so for placement on the eyelid, you want it to be as close to your lash line as possible, but not in your lashes. And that's just to reduce pulling out lashes. One comment made was that she was afraid she was going to glue her eyes shut. Let me just show you right now because I caked it. I don't know if we can get that close on the camera. There's a little glue, little dab of glue coming from my upper lid to my lower corner right there. You just pull it apart. You're not going to glue yourself together. But you want it close to your eyelashes as possible, but not on them. One, because it looks natural. Two, so that the latex doesn't grab your lashes and pull. And yes, you can lose a few lashes like that, but you're not going to lose like a ton of them or anything. It's going to turn loose. It's just that it's going to be more painful than if you hadn't gotten it in your lashes. But again, if you did get it in your lashes, don't worry about it. Lashes grow back. It'll probably pull so few of them out that you won't even notice. Now, the other thing that I do want you to notice is this has a thicker band. And so you can kind of see the band because I don't have any makeup on, no eyeliner or anything like that. Like I said, the more expensive ones look more natural. They have more of a clear band to them. They look more like individual lashes. So that's definitely a benefit with the more expensive lashes. Sephora actually has a sale right now on some of their lashes. I keep looking over here because my reflection is over here in the camera, but my camera is right here. So I've been staring over here the whole video. But anyway, Sephora is having a sale on a lot of their lashes. They're like $6 right now, and Sephora lashes, I'm wanting to say, are closer to $12. Depending on what type you get, they might even be more expensive than that. So head over to Sephora.com if you want to try some more expensive lashes. Yet again, these came from Dollar Tree, and they look decent. I haven't tried them yet. But like I said, they are big. So unless you're doing big makeup, these may overwhelm you at first. Granted, they're not as big as these. And then to take them off, it's pretty much, you just peel it. And did you see that glue kind of pulled up my eyelid right there? And there's a touch of glue in my lashes. But use your makeup remover. Yet again, I love Albolene. It'll come right off, no problem. And use it to take the glue off of your lash as well, so you can keep them long lasting. And just put it back on your thing. Now I've made a 20-minute long, 21, by the time I get to talking, 22-minute long video about false lashes that you could barely see. The quality's not great, but I hope I helped somebody. I'm gonna look at the camera. I hope I helped somebody. If I didn't cover something that you want to know about, drop me a comment. I'm sure there's plenty of things that I didn't cover that I should have. I just don't tend to think when I'm on camera. I can do stage plays and things that are choreographed just fine, but when it comes to live, I go blank. But if there's anything else, just drop a comment, and I hope everybody has a good day. Enjoy your quarantine. Find something new to do. Learn how to do some lashes. Heck, find some big ones and do something funky. Send me a video. Post it in the comments. Give me a picture. I want to see. Alright, good luck, ladies. Enjoy. I'm going to shut up now because I know I'm not the most entertaining speaker. Bye.